good there. And I was like, and then we go to, then we went to like, I think it was, maybe I'm thinking of the problem. See, the White Sox came from the Browns back overseas, you know, for the Mets. Everything else, like, oh, you know, that many people got here. I was like, my mom played count tourists, dude.
All right, everybody, we are live. I want to welcome everybody to season 3, episode 2 of our United Against Cancer podcast. This episode is called YBA, or the Youth Basketball Associations. Today we have special guests. Many of you might know they run a lot of our leagues and tournaments in our Chicagoland area. So if you ever need your program or your youth team to get some leagues, some games in, or some tournaments in, these are the people that run the show. So we're gonna let them introduce themselves. We'll start off with Ms. Baylor.
Hello, everyone knows me. I am Toy Baylor with Baylor Youth Foundation and Baylor Basketball. I've been running leagues for probably over 20-something years. So leagues and tournaments throughout Northwest Indiana and Chicagoland and Wisconsin.
Alex, you can go ahead. You go next.
I'm Alex Brown, CEO of Power Sports Group. I'm known for the Pro League Chicago and Youth League Chicago. I've been doing this for about 9 years. Yeah.
Chris. Gotta unmute yourself.
Go on mute, Chris.
Hey, how y'all doing? I'm Coach K. I run the Flag Bubble, and I coach the Main Street. I'm happy to be on the show. Let me get to it.
Juwan Turner, man. I do rock and ball hoops out of the Northwest Indiana area. Been doing it for a few years, man. About 6 years. Pleasure to have on the show, man. Appreciate you having me, bro.
I appreciate you guys for sure. All right, so we're gonna get right down to the nitty gritty. I sent y'all all the questions for this podcast. Our first question of the night is, when did you start running your own leagues and tournaments, and tell us your why behind that? Let's start off with you, Ms. Bailey. Ms. Bailey, you got to go first. You the lady of honor.
Well, originally I started running leagues in 1998, I think, at Tolliston Middle School. I was running those leagues for my traveling teams. I had, at the time, I started out with 2 boys traveling teams, and then it grew to about 8. So I pretty much was running them for fundraising reasons, because the majority of the kids that was in my program couldn't afford to go down the street. So we did it for that purpose, and it grew from running a league into tournaments, and pretty much took off there.
Nice. J-Rod, we'll start with you next.
Sure. I started maybe like 6 or 7 years ago. And to be honest, Miss Baylor was like kind of an influence of even starting to do leagues and tournaments, man. Like I said, I grew up playing AAU basketball, and the most important reason was, like, you know, when you travel, man, you always tell people, like, man, I played against this person, I played against that person. The people where you're from never got to see the people, you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like I want to bring something back, like, to where we stand at, like, you know, so people can see, like, because, you know, when you're growing up, like, your family can't travel with you. Your friends can't travel with you, you know what I'm saying? So when I started doing them, I had the vision of, like, families that was local, that couldn't see the kids travel, you know, seeing them travel, playing locally. But basically, that's what it was about.
Coach K.
Yeah, I started like 2019, just having fun with it, trying to keep kids off the streets, and just been going from there, bro.
Alex.
Originally, I was hired in 2013 by the Village of Matson to be the athletic manager. But I was a part of the job but I took a passion and liking to running basketball leagues because that's where I came up playing basketball. I played college basketball at Milliken, and I just wanted to give that feel. No matter what your skill level was, I wanted the kids to feel like they were playing like in the United Center. And also like Chris said, Toy was a big influence. She was one of the first people I saw running tournaments when I first started. The first month I had, we did business together and I had interactions with her. So I just want to say, Toy, I give you your flowers. I learned a lot from you.
Agree.
Thank you.
I appreciate that, the masses. All right, so we'll take the pressure off you, Miss Toy.
Okay.
We gonna start off with Jawan on this one.
Okay.
So what was your passion before you started your leagues and your tournament? Like, what was your thing that you wanted to do before you got into this?
Man, at first I started off doing football. I played college football at Indiana State. So I initially got into I was doing a lot of football stuff around here. So like, the football stuff like translated into like the speed and agility stuff like that. So I had a lot of basketball players come to me like, can we get some speed agility training? And I had played, high school basketball. I did pretty good in high school basketball. But from there, I just turned the basketball part or the football part into basically basketball. So, like I said, I started off doing the sports training. So once my sports training started taking off, I started, venture off in different avenues of just sports, period.
You want to answer that question next, Alex?
Yeah, I could do that. Yeah, so my passion, growing up was, of course, basketball. But then in college, I kind of lost that passion, when basketball stops being fun. Yeah, I think everybody's been there.
Yeah.
With different variables, or you just find other passions, other things that bring you joy other than basketball. There's more to life. So before I took that role with Matson, my passion was music. I produced too. Fashion, partying and women. That's what it was. And then, took this job, and then my love for basketball came back from the other side, creating events and putting together and seeing how everything comes to fruition. That was something that brought that back and sparked that passion back.
Sure.
Coach K?
Man, just motivated, man. I'm motivated being online, and I learn from each and every one of y'all online. Everybody's doing a great service, man. So, all we can do is keep trying to impact, man, and leave a legacy at the end of the day. I was just trying to find something to do when I was done with sports, man. Well, how can I impact the game? How can I stay around the game? What can I do to keep myself going? And, I love it, man. That's what it's all about. Just, loving what you do, man. I think all of us on this panel, man, I think we all got the same goal, the same vision. We all love what we're doing, and that's impacting these kids. They all need all of us,
Great.
Appreciate it. Gerard, did you go? J-Rock.
Yep, I went.
Okay, Miss Toy. I think
Okay.
J-Rock went first.
Well, I don't know if a lot of people know, I was a school teacher before I started coaching basketball. Well, I was coaching basketball before I was actually a school teacher, but my passion was definitely was to educate these young people out here. So I actually taught in Gary, Indiana, and I also taught in Harvey, Illinois, and I taught for about 15 years. In between teaching, I was still doing basketball. I played basketball for Gary Westside and took them to state for the first time. And I went off to college and played basketball. And I just know how basketball just changes these young people's lives. And I just have seen the product of what my program has put out there, other programs have put out there. And these kids, like I said, it's definitely changing a lot of kids from the hood lives and making them productive citizens and productive adults that are here giving back to the community. And some are just, your everyday doctors, lawyers, barbers, people with careers that are doing something positive.
No facts. Interesting about you guys' background, man. I never knew you was a teacher, Miss Baylor.
Mhm.
That's pretty
I
dope,
taught at
man.
Thornridge High School for 3 years.
That's pretty dope, man. I know Coach K's story. Funny thing is, me and Coach K came in the coaching thing kind of at the same time, man. We were both working over at Full Package, and we actually coached on the same bench together. So a lot of people don't even know that.
Tell us your story. Give us your background, Vontae.
Right.
How I got into this, man, it started off with the Full Package thing. I tell people all the time. At first, my focus was, not gonna lie to y'all, it was just me trying to play pro sports. Like I was just trying to go pro. Like that was my passion, my goal. Like I had my foot in the door. With that, had a couple of instances where I had the opportunity to go play pro, but that was my focus. My freshman year in college, I met Steve Pratt because he was my college coach, and he kind of forced me to go do like clinics and coach some games. And I was kind of like, whatever, bro. I guess I'll do it. And I enjoyed coaching, but what made me fall in love with coaching is when I got back home and I seen the need for not only coaching but the mentorship back in my neighborhood. Like the kids I was coaching with Full Package, like, the basketball side is something I was giving them, which was cool. But when I came back home to the community, it became more of, my heart got more fulfilled when I did the mentor side of it. So when I coach, it's not just for wins and losses on the court. It's for the wins we can get off the court. We kind of pride ourselves making sure we get our kids in school for free. I talk to Toy about that all the time. We not chasing games, not chasing programs. We chasing scholarships. Our goal is to get these kids an opportunity that they thought they never had. And that's what became my story. Like, okay, look, I got a gift at getting the kids that's at risk and on the streets. I got a gift at getting them off the streets and making something out of their lives. So that's my story.
So
Our next question is, what has been some of your favorite moments or your least favorite moments so far in your leagues and your tournaments? We'll
Dealing with the
you, Coach
crazy
K.
parents, man. Dealing with the crazy parents, man.
everybody.
People yelling at my refs, trying to fight my refs, all type of crazy stuff, man. That's what makes this thing fun, though, that we do, man. It ain't always got to be perfect. You don't always have to, go the way we want it to go. But as long as we just keep doing what we have to do, man, I think we all in different areas of the city. We all in different areas of Chicago, Indiana, wherever. We all making an impact everywhere we at. So I think we just need to always understand the important thing is, getting these kids scholarships, like you said, Tay, and get them to the next level, bro.
So we'll start off. We'll go with you, J-Rock, next.
And I think some of my least favorite moments is, man, I done run into some racial issues before, with written cert facilities and written cert places, man. I ain't gonna get into all the details, but that's kind of been like one of my least favorite moments of, doing this basketball stuff, because a lot of people don't understand the background we come from. You get what I'm saying? They don't understand like some of the things we face, some of the different issues we may face when trying to rent a facility or trying to use a facility. So that's been kind of like one of my least favorite moments. But seeing kids win something, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm pretty sure all of us like that, man. To see the joy of just giving out a trophy, giving out a medal, man, just because kids compete, you know what I'm saying? Kids playing hard, just giving out medals and trophies. That's kind of like my favorite thing about doing this.
Yeah, J-Rock owed me a trophy. We're not gonna talk about it though.
Oh yeah. I got it for you, man. I go to the garage and get it for you, man.
J-Rock owed me a trophy. Alex, we'll go with you.
Yeah, my favorite moments, like as y'all know, people don't see the behind the scenes work we put into making these events successful. Every time, the day that it happens, it comes to fruition. It's like a high that you can't explain. It never gets old. I'm sure y'all can relate to that as well. Every time we've done this hundreds and hundreds of times, but each time it feels like the first time. That's probably my favorite part, to see everything go to fruition. And then having immediate clips. Some of them go viral on different pages on Instagram and ESPN and all that. That's definitely a good highlight of it. But some of the least favorite moments is, of course, the parents. I love the passion that parents bring. But I just hate when they feel the need to step on the court, walk on the court between the games and walk to the bench. Like, you just can't. That's unacceptable. You just can't do that. Also, forfeits. I hate when teams don't show up. Forfeits that makes everything. You got to scramble to get another game to get a team to come and cover. That comes with it though. And also, working for an organization the past 9 years, another setback was like the people you're working for don't really see your vision. They try to stifle you, and that's just one thing I had to break free from that. They don't understand that what basketball is doing for these children and these adults and these coaches. It's an outlet for everybody. As Black Americans, we got a lot built in, man. Basketball is a way to get it out. And that's why I really don't, get too hard on people when they do show that passion, because we all got something inside we got to let out. So I think basketball is a great outlet for that, whether you're coaching, spectating, or playing, or a referee. It's therapeutic for all of us.
Agreed. Ms. Bailey, you can finish us off.
Okay. Well, since I've been doing it so long, the thing that I think is funny and that I always tell and mess with like some of the shoe company teams because they be thinking like, oh, like this kid just blew up under us. No, I had them when they were in the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th grade. And the funny part is that, all the kids and even like Jabari Parkers and Derrick Roses and all of those guys, they played in these leagues when they were young and no one knew who they were. And to now say, hey, I had them in the league when they were in the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th into high school, and now they're playing in the NBA. That is, that shows that the platform that you put out there was successful. And you had a lot of successful and elite athletes that came through the program. A lot of kids and coaches have kind of like grown out of my program. So as far as leagues, I don't run leagues anymore. Like I said, I think I ran my league all the way for about 17 to 18 years. But as far as the tournaments that I host, those are, doing well. I have those sporadically between the winter, the fall, winter, spring, and summer. I'm trying to kind of like balance them out. I do a lot of exposure events, basically trying to get these kids in college. When we had COVID, I was still actually operating in Indiana. And I was the first one to do a tournament as soon as Illinois opened up, and actually had the news media there. And I was praying like, heck, don't nobody catch COVID, but that didn't happen. We ended up having probably about 189 college coaches watching online, and all these kids that came to the event got scholarships. Not all of them, but majority of the ones that were, kind of balling out is based on your ability. And the ones that didn't do so well, I have a relationship with the coaches, I work behind the scenes and help these kids get in school. So I don't really kind of trip too much on parents acting a fool. I just throw them out. It's real simple. I'm still old school. I threw out some of the best so-called kids, parents, and top peers. So I don't really care about parents. I just don't deal with them.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I be trying to make all y'all tournaments. Like I love playing everybody tournament on here. I'm probably, I know y'all feel like I be ducking y'all, but Chris will hit me up this weekend, and J Rock and then Ms. Bailey. Okay, what about next weekend? Can I do next weekend? Like, I'm gonna get you. I got you next weekend. I'll be trying to make sure we, because that's what it's about, supporting each other.
Mm-hmm.
So I try to make sure I come out and make sure I support and get my teams in y'all program, in y'all leagues or tournaments, because that's what it's about. But I ain't gonna lie to y'all, especially in spring and summer, I try to get my kids away from out of Chicago. But if one of you guys like come, I got a spot for you, come play. I'm coming to play because just to support our people. Like I've had a bunch of talks with Ms. Baylor about how I run my program. I do my basketball for a different reason. It's the same end goal, but you know, that's just a different route. I try to get my kids away from all the chaos and stuff that they got going on in their background, and get them away because, you know, at the end of the day, a lot of these kids, a lot of these kids don't even get to leave their neighborhood, right? So, you know, I still try to make sure we, you know, get to you guys tournaments and leagues as well as, you know, we do all our traveling. So I appreciate you guys for that for sure. Our next question of the night is, well, I guess we kind of asked what are the pros and cons of it. Have you ever thought about ever stop running your league or your tournament? Like, give us a little bit of background about that.
I can start off with that. I'm gonna probably end up retiring soon, because I mean, I've been doing it for so long, you know. I'm not gonna give up something that works really well. Just like I said, I had to kind of leave the leagues alone because my people that was constantly flowing was, you know, pretty much kids growing up and going off to college, and I didn't have that, you know, that group anymore. But yeah, eventually I'm gonna stop running tournaments and try to retire and live my life. But right now, like I said, I still have the passion of it. I'm still traveling to see my kids play in college. So right now I'm okay, but it's gonna eventually get to a point because like I said, I'm over 28 years in the business. So it got to come to a head soon. And then all y'all young folks can take over.
28 years, we got to give you a clap on that, man.
Yeah, 28.
Hey, give on flowers. Hey, give on flowers. 28 years. Man, that's a hell of a long time, man. I don't think I can last that long. Shit. I ain't gonna lie to you that. Hey, that's a hell of a job,
crazy,
man. Congratulations to you, Miss Baylor.
Thank you.
Anybody want to pick up behind Miss Baylor? That's why we have to make her go last. Like,
I'll pick up.
it's hard to pick up behind Miss Baylor.
Right.
Man, she made me feel like I ain't done enough.
Go ahead, Alex.
Yeah, so to answer your question, the only time I had those thoughts was during the pandemic. That was a real tough time. I honestly didn't think that basketball would come back. Because, you know, when we're in the pandemic, we're thinking it's going to last forever. Every time we look up, it's a new variant. It's more people infected. Now we got a lockdown, not on lockdown. So I was like, man, let me just switch careers. Let me go get my CDL or something. Let's do something else. So that was the only time. But other than that, not yet. No, we still young in it. So it's just been a great experience, though.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about my adult team making an appearance in your pro-am this time. We'll talk about that on another side. So we definitely, I might put something together, and just for the entertainment.
I want to see what you're cooking up, though. That's what. Give me get some hints or something.
Just know I roll with the winners, bro. Like I make sure I surround myself by them people. I'm gonna throw a couple of guards that are gonna be in and out for sure. That's gonna run with me if I put a team in. So I'm definitely gonna have Sharon. I'm definitely gonna have Jerome. They definitely gonna run with me for sure if I decide to put a team in there. I'm definitely bringing both of them. Oh, and what people don't, and Keith and Al, if the EP don't put a team in. I roll with the winners, bro.
See, we haven't had Jerome in one of them yet, so.
Yeah, I already spoke to Jerome and Sharon. Got the receipts.
Interesting.
Chris, you wanna talk on this subject?
Man, I got about 5-6 years left. Honestly, man, I'm focused on my son, man. Once my son gets to high school, I'm done, man. I'm focused on getting his career headed. I'm done with all of this. Wherever my life takes me from there, I'm gonna do that. But that's mainly what I'm focused on, the younger kids with my son group. But then I'm gonna leave it alone. I got about a couple more years. I'm gonna leave it alone.
J-Rock.
The same thing Chris said, man. I got just starting to play. Once you start, once you finish up, man, I'm gonna just take a break, man, from the basketball part, man, because I'm just trying to get him on the right path, get him on the right track, man. See what I can do with him. Then from there, and maybe retire.
Hey, J-Rock, how old is your son?
Man, he 12, just turned 12, man. I've been keeping.
Oh, I got to get out there. Hey.
Oh, man, I'll be keeping him low, man. I ain't exposed him yet, man. I'll be keeping him low.
Hey, also,
here's that burst on the scene, man. That's how he gonna be, man.
I'll be waiting on you, baby. I'll be in your inbox.
And also, man, the fact that y'all doing this for y'all sons too, man, that's commendable, man. Like black men in their children's life, man. That's y'all doing whatever it takes to put them on the right path and lead them to success. That's very
appreciate it, bro.
All right, so let's describe what it takes to put together a tournament or league. Let's describe that process, that's them steps on putting together a tournament or a league. Let's
let Toy go first. Toy, tell us what's up so I can go ahead and steal some stuff.
Right. I was on mute. I'm like, I ain't about to give y'all all my ideas.
Right.
Give me a little bit of the sauce. Give me a little sauce. Just a little sauce.
Well, when I originally started running the leagues, I did it local in Northwest Indiana. Like I said, I started at Tolliston Middle School, and most of those teams played biddy basketball. So I pretty much introduced them to AAU. A lot of people that played biddy didn't really understand about summer basketball because, biddy was in the winter, and then they went into what I think is like March or April to go play, in the national tournament. So I was catching a hell from a lot of the biddy basketball people. They were like my enemy number one here in Northwest Indiana. And I was, trying to kind of coach them to understand that, hey, this is a different, program. This will do different things versus what, biddy basketball was doing for them. And I wanted, I was just trying to encourage them to play in both. So what I ended up doing when we started this league is I went after all the elite players. I didn't, it wasn't for the kids that were just learning how to play basketball. And if I would have had to do it all over again, I would have, tried to include them. I went straight after elite players, elite teams. But like I said, it opened up the doors for so much for us running the tournaments. In my league, I actually had teams from Indiana and Illinois. And like I said, I was running them in the 90s and early 2000s. So it was all about the competition, and it was all about the best players. And we would, pretty much just play against Indiana, Illinois, Wisconsin. I would get a mix of Michigan, and those teams would play against each other. I didn't do it where any kid can just sign up and we just place them on teams. Everybody already knew who they had based off of coming from the biddy basketball level. And like I said, it really kind of take commitment. From the time when I originally started, these people were thirsty. Everybody wanted to be in the gym. It was never a forfeit or never no one showing up. And as far as the crowds, it was packed. So fast forward now, like you were saying, one of the gentlemen were saying that, oh, it's hard trying to, find a team because people forfeit and they don't, and they're playing in 4 or 5 different leagues. And back at the time when I was running it up in probably to like 2015, they were only playing in my league. So they didn't have to, or a biddy basketball. And we played them on 2 different dates. So one played on Sunday, one played on Saturday. So they got mad at me and said, oh, we're going to play on the same day you played. And they end up getting shut down in the area. So it ended up working out in my favor. But it's just pretty much, I mean, I can't say it's simple because it's a lot of moving parts because you are dealing with a lot of people. So, people got different agendas. People don't prioritize things that they should. And when I talk to a majority of the coaches that I deal with, I kind of try to, educate them on how you should be running your program and being, like you said, a mentor, but also as an example. If you always late, what kids looking at you like, okay, oh, coach is always late, so they think that's excusable. It shouldn't be like that. How you want your program to be ran, you have to exemplify that as well. So my thing is just being organized with the leagues and getting quality teams and teams that are mutual in play. So if you do, and we call them A-level, B-level teams or C-level teams, you try to mix different groups to come in and actually play in the league. And that way you won't be saying, oh, okay, this is just an elite type of thing and you all are not really wanted. So I think if you combine those and those teams and kids get to see other, more advanced type players, that motivates them too. So as far as organizing, I would just say, you just got to get some teams in that are dedicated to play. I'm not going to write the book on how to organize a league, so I'm gonna let these young ones talk about that. So
Alex looking real intrigued down there.
Alex talk to me all the time, so that ain't.
always pick her brain. So you.
So we're gonna go with you, Alex, since you
like Toy said, I ain't gonna give too much sauce, but pretty much like run these tournaments, it starts with a vision for me. The vision and utilizing your resources and marketing. Marketing, especially in 2022, 2023, man. You ain't got no marketing. There's so much competition now.
Mm-hmm.
And people are getting pulled out of state, different showcases, a lot of things going on. So you got to keep their attention. Vision and then the execution. You got to execute and use all your resources you have in your phone, put something together. That's the main thing.
I feel like the same way here, man. I feel like, networking is the biggest key, man. I mean, you network with people. Like I said, I had a pretty good 2024 group for some years. I started in the 5th grade, and I used to take them everywhere and play, man. So used to win a lot. So then, when you winning, a lot of people want to play you. So, we was winning a lot, so I get teams to come in and play just because we was winning. So I use that key, like that network part in helping me get more teams in my events.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, because at the time when I started out, my boys team was probably the biggest program in Northwest Indiana, and we literally went down and. Because at the time when we first started with these teams, we would just go to Indianapolis. We wouldn't even go to Chicago. We'd go to Indianapolis. We'd get beat up, treated bad, and sent back home to start back over and try to, figure out what we did wrong. But eventually, we would go down there to Indianapolis, start whooping them. Of course, we were cheating and doing everything else with the same kids that we had been down there 2-3 years in a row. So I got kind of fed up and tired of that, and I started taking these kids to California, to Texas, to all over the country. And we pretty much built a name off of that, of our reputation of whooping a lot of teams. And of course, once I started hosting these events, those same teams came out in support and wanted to play our teams. So
so I'm gonna say this. All y'all on here keep talking about y'all not giving away no sauce. I need all the sauce.
I need all tournament now.
No, not so much with the tournaments. With this United Against Cancer event, man. Like I really want to build it to the status of a round ball classic, or McDonald's All-American game. Like that's my goal. That's my passion to do this, is to make it as big as those games, because I think our kids in this area deserve that. I said in the last episode, and I keep saying it, one of the biggest things what made me even want to do this was Adam Miller. When he didn't get selected, like these people come into our backyard and in our homes and say, well, you know what, you got to move out. We gonna rent your house, use all your furniture, watch your TV, eat your food, but you can't come here.
They gonna Airbnb you and not pay you.
Not pay. We're not paying you anything. Y'all, we're gonna use your house as an Airbnb, but we're not gonna pay you. Coach Anthony Beckham is in. That's him. He just joined us. But yeah, and that's kind of what it was for me. So I'm just trying to build this opportunity to get these kids and make them feel, like the superstars that they are, the hard work they put in, the dedication they put in into this game. Like, they deserve to be honored. But not only them, the reason why we call it United Against Cancer, I give everybody the opportunity to, that's dealt with the cancer or had a loved one. We honor them as well. And also I do my community pillars where I give out awards for those who help out in the community. So I just want to bridge everything together and make this one big event where, it's just all love and right here in our backyard where we are throwing our tournaments and our leagues. So I need all the sauce. I want to make this, something that's, every year the kids look forward to. Right now we're trying to figure out, a hotel situation for the kids. We're trying to figure that out now. If we're gonna put the kids, even our Chicago kids, in hotels for them 2 days. I already contacted a coach bus company, so they're gonna be on the coach bus going to the game, so they'll feel like like a college field, where they got the coach bus on their way to the game, and and that's kind of how I envision this growing every year. Was they feel like, dang, this is like I'm almost there at that next level, and that's my goal with that.
No, I think you did a great job with it last year, from what I seen of it. So,
it's growing. The thing with this situation is, many people don't want to support it because it's not their idea, And the crazy part about it is, the first year it was more against cancer. And I sat down with my team and I ended up changing it to what it is now, United Against Cancer. Like, it's not about me, it's not about Team Moore, it's not what it's about. This is really about us coming together as a whole to celebrate these kids who put all these hours in the gym, who we're making and forcing them to be these athletes. Let's celebrate them as well. And the sad part about it is a lot of people don't, because it's not their idea, because they're not a part of it. They don't really support it, or they complain about it, which is fine. Like, I've never been the person that's, cared about how others feel about situations. I'm just gonna keep building and keep grinding and keep moving forward the best way I can.
Well, like I said, I think you did an excellent job, and I supported you every year that you hosted it. So
you definitely have. I've been on Alex. I ain't gonna lie to you, Ms. Bailey. Every time I see Alex, what I say, Alex?
Look,
bro, you got it, bro. We got to put this together, bro. I want to make this big, bro. Like, I got that vision. I'm telling you, we can.
If you need, let me know. You got the vision, bro. Like, 95% of people don't have vision, but you have that.
Yeah, so that's my big thing.
Put it in motion. You said what you need. Put it in motion. Execute whatever you need from me, man. I got you.
I appreciate y'all. All right, so now last question of the night before we go our this or that trivia. What are your plans moving forward with your leagues or your tournaments? Tone, are you with us? AB.
I think he had a game. I don't know if he can hear.
No, I'm here. I don't know. My video won't show for some reason, but can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Yeah, we hear you.
All right. Well, as long as you can hear me, I guess that's good enough.
Yeah, that's cool.
Hey,
we're gonna let you introduce yourself.
Well, first of all, I got to say hello to Mama Toy Baylor, who I believe anyway in my whole heart is that she's one of the living legends in Chicago and Indiana basketball. So I always say every time I see her, I give her a hug or a kiss because I believe we wouldn't have this thing of AAU basketball if it wasn't for Miss Baylor. And I can say that honestly because I had a daughter who was playing in Miss Baylor's tournament. And my daughter's now a senior at U of I, about to graduate. And she played in Miss Baylor's tournament when she was about 4 or 5, well, about 7 with the Angels. So I want to give Miss Baylor her flowers before I move forward and say anything about myself.
Thank you.
Yeah. So go ahead. I'm sorry, Tabe. I missed that question. What did you say, brother?
We want you to introduce yourself. And
yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Tell us about
so
your program and what you do and why you do it.
Yeah, no, my name is Coach Anthony Beckham. I am a part director, part owner with the Chi-Town Bulldogs AAU program, small fry program, ABA program, this program, that program. It seems like we just asked so every week we got something new. But yeah, I mean I'm part owner, part director. I come from a basketball family. My cousin is Marcus Spencer, who owns Shop Prep Sports Academy. So that's my blood cousin. So I come from a basketball family, man. Like, this is all I know. I remember being a kid going to IIT and Chicago State, and when the pro-am used to be at Kennedy King, watching Sonny play and Kenny Battle and all those guys, man. Like, so really honestly, man, this Rocky Hill. You know what I mean? My uncle played at Mark Carmel. My other uncle played at Hirsch. So this all I know, man. I love this game of basketball, but more importantly, I love kids. And I just want to see kids, have the opportunity to play the game of basketball and use it as a vehicle to go to college, man. We all know that the percentage of kids that's gonna make it to the NBA is like very, very minimum. And we know that kids that might play college ball is very small and minute. But I think what this game of basketball does is create relationships and build bridges amongst people and amongst all races and genders and ethnic backgrounds. So yeah, that's a little bit about me, brother.
All right. So, what's your best part and your least favorite part about running your leagues and your tournaments over there with your newly found Chi-Town shootouts?
Man, I think I'm gonna start probably with the bad. I guess if it's a bad, I think this game of basketball that we all love. I think we've lost control of the game to a certain extent, and what I mean by that is that I love my parents to death. But I think that we're putting a lot of unnecessary and unwanted pressure on these kids to be the next Steph Curry instead of having fun. It's unfair to the kids. I'm just seeing a lot of behavior from adults that's just not cool. I'm seeing referees being cussed out. I'm seeing referees being just demonized and then listen, fights are breaking out of these tournaments. I think we all as adults need to step back a little bit and just let our kids have fun. I was just told by a recruiter last week at CP3 camp is that and you were there today, and one of and I'm not gonna say the individual's name, but he said he doesn't think that parents understand that they're watching the kids, but they're watching the parents as much as the kids. And that could be a deterrent from you being able to go to your dream school. Is because of the behavior of the adults around you. And so I just think that for me, from a tournament director perspective, I think that's the toughest part is the behavior that I'm seeing, not only from parents, but also kids and players that's participating in the tournaments. But I think the best part about what we do is that we provide an opportunity to the average kid who might not necessarily get the opportunity to travel the country and play the game of basketball for whatever reason, right? They might not be able to afford the lodging. They might not be able to afford their program might not be able to afford to pay to get into a tournament. I mean, we know, playing travel basketball is an investment, and it's not cheap by any stretch of the imagination. And so I just think a lot of kids get left out, and so that's what we came up with, that whole premise of the one-day knockout. And that's why we started it. And we believe that we're giving opportunities to teams and kids to shine right in their backyard. We're giving them that EYBL feeling on a Wednesday night or on a Sunday right in your backyard. And that's why on Sundays now we partnered up with different high schools where we do these events inside the high school. Because I'm a firm believer in the only way you're going to be able to get a kid to go to your school is that you must open up your doors, and the parent and the kid has the opportunity to see what the amenities that you have within your house and what you have to offer. And so we started with that, and then we kind of start putting some creative thinking behind it, and we start, having video crews coming out and photographers coming out, and then we start putting up like a basketball card with, instead of ranking kids, we did like a 5-star and who's a 5-star tonight and who's a 4-star tonight, and kids start sharing that along on Instagram, and now it's kind of taking off, and it's organic, and it's really a thing of its own. And then most importantly, we don't charge anybody to get in the tournament, and that's why it's called a free one-day knockout, right? We're taking the premise and the onus off of the program directors and saying, hey, you can come in and play in our event for free. It's an investment once again on our end, but we believe long term we're providing something and an opportunity for our kids. And then from a violence prevention perspective, we know right now, not just in Chicago but throughout the country, gun violence is just at a disproportionate ratio right now. And between the times of 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. is what they call hot times, and those are the hours when we having the kids locked in the gym. And so we just feel as though we can have 300, 400 kids in the gym. We're doing our job in a safe environment.
I appreciate that. So what are your plans moving forward with your tournament? Let's start off with you, J-Rock.
Like I said, we moved to start doing it with high schools, and that has been very successful. We actually have one this Sunday that we're doing at St. Rita High School. We got about 40 teams that's participating between the ages of K through 8. 2 weeks ago, we did it at St. Lawrence. We've done it at Half Park. We've done it at Mark Carmel. We've done it at, I think, about 5, 6 different schools, and it just seems like every high school coach keep calling me saying, man, can you do it here? And we're open to it. Listen, our future, not just in basketball, but just in life, are our babies. And to see kindergartners, first, second, and third graders get that opportunity to shine on the court is really what warms my heart more than anything, to see them have that opportunity to play the game that they love. And they look up to what's so funny is they look up to the 7th and the 8th graders. They look up to the Roosevelt Thomases, who's in 7th grade. They look up to the Darius Hawkins from R2G. They look up to the Ethan Valls. They look up to the Angelo Adams. And I can name so many other kids, but those are the ones that kind of stick out to me when kindergartners and first graders, second graders know them right now, and they're running up to them. It just, to me, it shows me that the game is changing. It's becoming younger and younger, and they're truly following the footsteps of these kids that's in front of them.
Go ahead, J-Rock.
Man, I like I said, man, I plan on continue to have tournaments and events until my son till he finish up, man. So as long as he's going, man, as long as he got the love for the game, man, I'm gonna continue to have events and different tournaments in the area, man. Hopefully continue to help our region basketball grow, man, because our region basketball been kind of down lately, man. So like I said, man, the biggest thing is, helping my son grow, as well as the others in the community as well.
Alex.
Yeah, the plan is for me just expansion. I want to get more locations, and eventually go from city to city. Take this show nationwide, and eventually global.
All right, Ms. Baylor, we know you're retiring soon, so you can close us out.
Well, I'm not retiring this year. I got a tournament on December the 3rd through the 4th, which is going to be third grade and up, well, third grade to 8th grade, boys and girls. It's going to be at the Pullman Community Center. And then I have one-day tournament in January and a 2-day tournament in February. And then I'll be kicking back with the spring with our Easter event, and then our All-Star event and our spring showdown, and then going straight over to the summer. I also host a tournament in Appleton, Wisconsin, called the May Havoc. Last year, we had about 88 teams from the Wisconsin area, as well as Illinois. I had a couple of Iowa and Minnesota teams as well. So want to let a lot of the Chicago teams know, hey, you can come and travel. And I'm also, for the first time this year, hosting a tournament in Florida. It's going to be at the end of June. It's for all ages, but most high school teams are playing with their school teams. So I'll give more details as I get everything together with that one. This year I'm still kicking, so I'm gonna keep on producing and putting these events out here and helping these young men and women achieve their dreams through sports.
Appreciate it. All right, don't worry, I will be at as many as I can for all y'all that's doing tournaments. I'll definitely try to make sure we got some part in that. My program not that big. But we try to make our rounds. So we're gonna go into our this or that round real quick before I have to get off here. I'm actually at the gym. I'm actually gonna play in 4 minutes. So this or that. So we're gonna start off with the hot topic. MJ and LeBron.
LeBron.
What?
I'm a Mike fan.
You said you support community, LeBron.
Come on, Alex. You ain't say nothing, Alex.
Oh, I said LeBron.
Oh,
Yeah.
what you got?
Chosen.
AD?
Hey, I'm an MJ fan, man. I'm MJ fan. If we talking basketball, I'm MJ. If we talking about community, I get what Miss Baylor's saying, LeBron. But basketball, I gotta stay with MJ.
Yeah, I'm with you with that.
Yeah, okay, we can go with that. I'll go with that, Miss Baylor.
Okay.
We'll go with Gatorade or Powerade.
Gatorade, man.
Gatorade.
I hate both of them, but Gatorade.
So we're gonna go Nike and Adidas.
Nike.
Until I get on somebody's circuit, man, I don't know. No, I'm gonna go with Nike, man.
Yeah, we all slaves to them. We all wear their stuff.
Facts. High school ball, travel ball.
Travel ball.
Travel.
It's cool.
Travel.
I would say travel with prep school with a close second.
I like that political answer, AB. All right, so I appreciate you guys for coming on. This is a great episode. I shared the link on my Facebook page. You guys can share with your fans and your families. Once again, I appreciate you guys for coming on and giving us your time and your energy and your knowledge.
I appreciate you having me, man. Appreciate you.
Thank you, guys.